If you have ever laid awake at night, convinced that the older you get, the lonelier you're going to become, that the friendships are going to keep thinning out, that the invitations are going to keep slowing down, and that somewhere out there is a version of your future where you are sitting in a quiet house with nobody left to call, I need you to stay with me for the next 10 minutes, because everything you have been afraid of is based on a story that is not actually true. And by the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly why the data says the opposite of what your fear has been whispering to you for years. Diane was 53 when she noticed it for the first time. Not in one dramatic moment, but in the quiet accumulation of small absences. The group chat that used to buzz all day going silent for a week. The friend from church who moved to be closer to her grandkids. The co-workers who used to grab lunch together, now scattered into remote jobs and different schedules. And Diane remembers sitting in her kitchen on a Tuesday evening, the house too quiet, thinking that this must be what it feels like when the world quietly starts closing in around you as you get older. What Diane didn't know, what almost none of us are told, is that she was standing exactly at the peak of the loneliest years most people ever experience. And that peak has a name and a shape that researchers have been tracking for over a decade, because a major national study following adults 45 and older found that people in their late 40s and 50s report the highest rates of loneliness of any adult age group, higher even than people in their 70s and 80s. And that once people move past that stretch of midlife, loneliness doesn't keep climbing the way we assume it will. It actually goes down. Think about how strange that is, against everything we've been taught to fear. We grow up absorbing this quiet, cultural assumption that aging is a slow walk toward isolation, that the older you get, the more alone you become, and yet, the research keeps landing on the same surprising truth again and again, that the 50s are often the hardest stretch, precisely because that is the decade where everything shifts at once. Children leaving, parents aging and needing care, careers changing shape, marriages being renegotiated or ended, bodies changing, identities changing. And it is that pileup of transitions, not some permanent decline, that creates the loneliness Diane was feeling in her kitchen that Tuesday night. Diane didn't have a single breakthrough moment. What she had was smaller and more honest than that. She started saying yes to things she would have normally talked herself out of. A walking group that met on Saturday mornings that she almost didn't join because she assumed everyone already knew each other. An evening class at the community center that she signed up for alone and almost canceled twice, and slowly, without any of it feeling dramatic, her Tuesdays stopped being quiet in that particular aching way. Not because her life became crowded with people, but because she stopped waiting for connection to arrive and started building small, low-stakes doorways toward it. And here is the part of the research that matters most for you tonight. Watching this, the studies don't just say, loneliness peaks in your late 40s and 50s, and then declines. They say it declines specifically as people move into their 60s, which means if you are in the thick of it, right now, feeling that ache Diane felt, you are not sliding toward a lonelier future. You are standing at the hardest point of a curve that is about to bend back in your favor, and that is not wishful thinking. That is what a decade of tracking real adults at real ages in real life has shown again and again. So if tonight you feel that same quiet ache Diane felt in her kitchen, I want you to actually let this land instead of scrolling past it. You are not watching the beginning of a lonelier life. You are living through the peak of the hardest stretch, and stretches like that are, by definition, the part right before things get easier, and the people who come out the other side of this decade are not the ones who waited for loneliness to fix itself. They are the ones who, like Diane, said yes to one small, uncertain thing before they felt ready. And if there is one thing I want you to do after watching this, it's to pick one small doorway this week. One class, one group, one message to an old friend you've been meaning to send. Not because it will fix everything overnight, but because you now know something your fear didn't want you to know. This gets better, and it's already starting to.